I turned off my vegetable fridge 3 months ago. My daughter called me crazy, but right now I'm eating carrots that are crunchier than the day I pulled them from the ground. My potatoes look perfect, not a single sprout, and I haven't thrown away one tomato. Stay with me because what I'm about to share will change everything you know about storing your harvest, and it won't cost you a penny in electricity. You know that feeling, right? You spend all summer in your garden, your back is screaming, your knees are begging for mercy. You finally harvest this beautiful crop of vegetables, you're so proud. Then 2 weeks later, you open your fridge and your heart just sinks. Everything's rotting. The lettuce is brown mush, the tomatoes have turned to soup, your potatoes are growing these weird eyes everywhere. I've been there. Last year, I lost half my harvest. 40 pounds of beautiful vegetables went straight into the compost. I cried. I'm not ashamed to say it. All that pain, all that work, just wasted. And the worst part? My electric bill was insane. I was running 2 freezers just trying to save vegetables I'd grown for free. $60 extra every month. For what? To watch my food die anyway? There had to be a better way. Our grandparents didn't have electricity. They kept food fresh all winter long. What did they know that we've forgotten? Let me tell you about the day everything changed. It was November 2023. I remember because it was right after my birthday. I had just brought in my fall harvest, and my kitchen looked like a farmer's market exploded. Vegetables everywhere. I was standing there, staring at my tiny fridge, wondering how on earth I was going to fit everything in. That's when my neighbor Dorothy knocked on my door. Now, Dorothy is 78 years old. She's lived in this neighborhood longer than I've been alive. She took one look at my kitchen and started laughing. Not mean laughing, just that warm grandmother laugh. She said, "Honey, why are you fighting with that refrigerator? Come with me." So I followed her to her basement, and I'm telling you, my jaw hit the floor. Her basement looked like a secret grocery store. Wooden shelves lined with mason jars, big bins filled with carrots and potatoes that looked freshly picked, squash hanging from the ceiling like decorations. Everything was gorgeous, fresh, alive. I asked her how long some of this food had been there. She smiled and said, "Those carrots? Since April. The potatoes? March." I couldn't believe it. 7 months without electricity? Impossible. But she showed me, walked me through 6 simple methods her grandmother had taught her, methods that had kept families fed through brutal winters for hundreds of years. That afternoon, Dorothy changed my life, and today I'm passing these secrets on to you. The first method is called sand storage, and it's pure magic for root vegetables. Here's what you do. Get yourself a plastic bin or an old wooden box. Fill it halfway with clean play sand from any hardware store. Take your carrots, beets, or parsnips and brush off the dirt. Don't wash them. This is important. Just brush them clean. Then layer them in the sand, making sure they're not touching each other. Cover everything with 2 inches of sand. That's it. Store this in your basement or garage, somewhere cool, around 35 to 40 degrees. The sand holds just enough moisture to keep everything crispy without rotting them. I've had carrots last 6 months this way. Garden centers want $60 for fancy root vegetable keepers. This costs you $8 for sand that lasts years. And the best part? No more bending down into that bottom fridge drawer every day. Your knees will thank you.
Now, let me tell you about tomatoes, because this one's my favorite. It costs nothing, $0. You wrap each tomato individually in newspaper. That's it. Pick them when they're just starting to turn color. Wrap them up like little presents. Put them in a cardboard box in a single layer. Keep the box somewhere cool and dark, about 55 to 65 degrees. Check them once a week and pull out any that are ripe. The newspaper absorbs moisture and slows down the gas that makes tomatoes rot. I've kept tomatoes fresh for 4 weeks this way. 4 weeks. They ripen slowly, evenly, perfectly. My neighbor charges $3 per pound for tomatoes at the farmer's market in January. I'm eating mine for free. The third method sounds crazy, but trust me on this one. Old pantyhose. Yes, I'm serious. This is for onions and garlic. You drop an onion into the foot of the pantyhose, tie a knot above it, drop another onion, tie another knot, and keep going until it's full. Then hang this from a nail in your basement or garage. The pantyhose creates perfect airflow around each onion. No mold, no rot. When you need an onion, you just cut below a knot and grab it. No bending, no digging through bins. Perfect for those of us with bad knees. I've stored onions for 8 months this way. 8 months! And it costs nothing if you use old stockings you were going to throw away anyway.
Method 4 is for squash and pumpkins, and you have to do this one or everything else fails. It's called curing. After you harvest your squash, don't wash them. Leave about 2 inches of stem attached. Put them on newspaper in a warm spot in your house for 10 to 14 days. This hardens the skin and creates a natural protective seal. Then move them to cool storage somewhere around 50 to 55 degrees. They'll last 6 months. I learned this the hard way. My first year, I skipped curing, lost every single butternut squash in 3 weeks. Now, I'm eating squash in April that I harvested in October. It's actually sweeter after a few months of storage. Nature is incredible. The fifth method is ancient. I mean really ancient. It's called a clay pot cooler, and it creates refrigeration without electricity. You need 2 unglazed terracotta pots, one smaller than the other. Put sand in the bottom of the big pot, place the small pot inside, fill the gap between them with sand, wet the sand completely, put your leafy greens in the inner pot, and cover with a wet cloth. The water evaporating from the clay cools everything by 20 to 30 degrees. It's the same principle as sweating. Your lettuce will stay fresh for 2 weeks. 2 pots cost about $12. An electric cooler, $80 plus electricity forever. And now the absolute best method, the one that costs nothing and stores everything, your basement corner. Find the coolest corner of your basement where 2 outside walls meet. Put a thermometer there for 3 days. You're looking for 32 to 40 degrees in winter. That corner stays naturally cool because of the earth's insulation. Set up some shelves, group your vegetables by what temperature they like. Keep potatoes and apples separate because apples make everything else spoil faster. That's it. Free storage. I kicked myself when Dorothy showed me this. I'd been paying for storage I already had.
But listen, don't make the mistake I made. Don't wash your vegetables before storing them. I lost 30 pounds of potatoes this way. The water causes mold and rot within days. Just brush off the loose dirt. Wash them when you're ready to eat them, not before. Keep that natural protective coating on there. It's there for a reason. So here's what we covered. Sand storage for roots that costs $8 and lasts 6 months. Newspaper wrapping for tomatoes that's completely free. Pantyhose hanging for onions that gives you 8 months of storage. Curing station for squash that costs nothing. Clay pot coolers for greens that save your electric bill. And basement corners that are free refrigeration. Look, I get it. Your back hurts. Your knees don't work like they used to. Mine don't either. But these methods, they're easier than fighting with a fridge. They're designed for people like us. Start with just one. Try the sand method with your carrots this week. You'll be amazed. If this helped you, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you want more free gardening tips. Next week, I'm showing you how to start seeds without expensive grow lights. Until then, happy gardening. Your best harvest is waiting.